I grew up in actually a Christian home, and I was very, lively. I had lots of friends. I did well in school. I was just happy. Age 12 or 13, when we kind of fell away from the church and from God, and I did too. And then just things started progressing from there as far as mentally. It was kind of just like night and day. I went from like this really happy, lively girl to like this just depressed, like dark, weird thoughts just coming in. Where they came from, it could be lots of different things, peer pressure, leaving my faith, leaving God. Some verbal abuse was happening, some emotional abuse. It kind of just snowballed into just a bad state mentally. Just a lot of depression. I would cut myself. I would get into self-mutilation. I would throw up my food. I was into bulimia. I was just kind of one of those wild 13-year-old girls that just kind of went off the deep end. It was just kind of like, whoa, she was like, this really good, sweet girl. And then all of a sudden she just kind of dove off the deep end, and I just went hard for like just all the things to try to fill this void that was within me. The first time that I drank, I got so drunk that I blacked out and had alcohol poisoning. And that was a regular occurrence for me throughout my life, as I would drink to that point often, to where I just blacked out and I don't remember things that happened. I would wake up in weird places, trying to run away and all of that. And so about 16 was when I tried my first hardcore drug, which was cocaine. When I tried that, it was all over. Obviously with the alcohol, it was like, okay, game on. And as soon as I did it, it was just drunk to get wasted. Same thing with cocaine. That drug was really the kicker for way harsher stuff. Way worse situations, crime. That drug was definitely the gateway to a way worse lifestyle than what I was already doing. 17, a year after that, was when I found myself pregnant, and I actually had an abortion. And I was 3 months, almost 4 months pregnant when I had an abortion. And so that experience completely tore me up. Just wrecked me, and but you wouldn't be able to tell, because I was still just living life just kind of a robot, and just just go in and get this done, and takes care of the problem, and then just go back to your life and do your teenage thing, no big deal. But it was a huge deal, and it messed me up mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, everything. I just was living to die, really. Like, I just wanted to die. There was just no point in living. So, the following year, 18, was when I was doing lots of coke at the time, and I just wanted to get more coke. And so that was the first time I ever sold myself sexually to get more cocaine, to keep running, to keep escaping, to keep not feeling, to keep filling myself with numbness, so that I could at least, if I wasn't going to die, because the amount of times that I tried to kill myself. It was about 18 too when crack came into the picture, and that is just, if you think cocaine is bad, crack is like 1,000 times worse than cocaine. So the life that I lived, I'm pretty sure you can kind of imagine, just living on the streets and running around prostituting, smoking crack, sniffing cocaine, popping pills. That was me. In and out of rehabs, in and out of psych wards. I would get DWIs. I've had 2 of those. I've stolen so much. I have stolen credit cards, been in and out of jail. The point where it actually stopped for me, this is the point where it actually changed, was when I was on a prostitution job. I had just looked disgusting and track marks everywhere, and I was like 80 pounds. This guy was coming in to purchase me, and I was living in the side of a garage from some friend's place that I was staying at, that I was in the methadone program with, because at this point I was also shooting heroin. I was staying at her place, and so he came in to purchase me, and he just looked at me and he was like, "I'm not paying for you. I'm not paying for this." That was the moment when I just decided, all right, I'm gonna try it God's way, since none of my ways are working and I'm not dying. This guy doesn't even want to purchase me because I'm so disgusting. So I called the Hoving Home, which is a Christian women's rehab. It's in Garrison, New York, and they told me, you're gonna have to come off of all your medications, you're gonna have to come off of all the drugs before you can come in. I stayed at my parents' house to be able to do this detox, and it took 3 months just to stabilize, like my blood pressure, kind of mentally, physically. It took 3 months to just kind of feel okay enough to make the 6-hour trip to this rehab. Coming off of all of that was the most horrifying experience. The lifestyle itself is horrifying, but coming off of everything like that all at once, I was seeing things, hearing things. I didn't sleep for about a year as I was coming off of all these things, because your body is in shock that you just came off of all this stuff. So I would literally like just rock myself in my bed and like have to tape my eyes shut because my eyes would keep jumping open and I couldn't keep my eyes shut. And what I found would help is just having the Bible opened at the foot of my bed and just kind of, or like taping scriptures up around, because we were in bunk beds, taping scripture around my bed. That helped a lot. Just kind of stringing along and surviving and getting through those tough months. I actually celebrate 10 years sober this month actually, 10 years sober and out of rehab and all that. Life is really good. It's normal. It's a normal life where I feel things, and I'm not always happy, I'm not always joyful, and that's okay. Like, I have accepted that as I'm on this earth, I'm a human being, and I'm going to be having these emotions, and I'm going to be having different experiences, and I'm learning how to get through these experiences without all of these crutches and different things to fill that void. That's kind of the main thing is that I've seen in a lot of addicts is there's this, the Christian circle calls it a God-sized hole that's in you. That's in all of us, really. Until we can fill that with the only thing that's going to fulfill us, then we're going to keep trying to find things that are going to fill us and make us at peace, really. Take what the people who really are loving you and really are wanting to help you, take what they're saying to you seriously, and to think about what it's going to do to that person who's trying to help you and who loves you so much. If you die, selfishly, what is it going to do to that person? Your spouse, maybe your child, maybe your parent. Think what's going to happen when you're not there anymore, how they're going to feel about that. Keep hanging on to hope and keep hanging on to that shred of maybe there's something more to this life than what I've been doing and what I've been living. Maybe I have a great purpose. Maybe I'm still alive because I'm supposed to be helping other people. Maybe like keep the hope going that, okay, there's obviously something, a great struggle going on. What good could come from that? I am now married with children, 2 children, so and they are young, so I have been a stay-at-home mom and I'm really pouring into them. What's good about being an author with my book is that I don't need to be constantly going places, to be helping people, because I can send my book to people. That's what I really love about having a book, is that I can be helping so many people around the world without leaving my home. How I viewed myself before was completely worthless, junkie, prostitute, addict, all those things, just scum. How I view myself now is I have a really strong identity and I have a really strong purpose. I am loved. I am loved by God Himself, the one who has kept me alive. I have so much to give to people, to those that are struggling and hurting. I go into the jails here and I just talk to the women and help them with their struggles. I see myself now as someone of value and someone worth living.